G'day, g'day. Oh, I sound like David Wilcock doing his little impression of the Australian guy. Anyway, hello. It's Friday, the 28th of June, and I kind of feel like I have to say sorry to anyone who has followed anything that I've said because, I was kind of going to be posting every day and doing the chakras and whatever, whatever. And I just disappeared, didn't I, for about a month. It all started when I did a fast, like a 3 to 4 day fast, which I'm going to talk about another time soon. It was quite interesting. And if it didn't feel like it helped me physically, it definitely made some changes in my brain. Yeah, it's been really dark in England. The energies are very intense, as I'm sure those of you who are aware that we're in a spiritual war for real. England is one of the kind of epicenters, isn't it, of all the naughtiness that's been going on in the realm, which is currently called Earth. And yeah, so it's been dark, but that's been kind of good because it forces you to go within and do that inner work that so few seem to be unable to do. A lot of people talk about it, but I think I've said this before, they're not quite walking the talk. And you can tell when you speak to them or you reach out to them, and they just don't quite behave like a kind, considerate, compassionate, patient, loving human who is here to assist others on the journey. Mentioning no names, but the light's getting brighter and those dark aspects will come out. It's a parasitic energy. It's the archon energy, right? And what the remnants of it, I should say, that are still stuck within people's vessels and auras, right? That's what's exiting. And, you're either filling it with light and different ways of thinking and being, or I think you just exit the realm with the parasitic energy if there's no soul to kind of take command of the vessel. That's the situation that we're in on planet Earth right now. So I do want to get into more of that, my personal view of it. I do want to talk more about the fact that this whole starseed thing, it's not a conspiracy, it's real. We are living in a galactic reality, a galactic multiverse, a big, huge cosmic, magnificent, eternal, and ever expanding and growing reality. What I don't even know what the word is, but that's where we are. And it's important that people really get their heads around this and understand that there's not just humans here, and there hasn't just been humans here for a long time. It wasn't created just for humans, but it is a free will, loving, creative playground for souls who wish to learn how to create as little baby gods. And this is the truth, and they don't want us to know. They being the people who kind of knew the information and decided to keep it for themselves and to use black magic and external energies and sources to allow them to live these amazing magical lives, and taunt us with it. The goyim, we are called the goyim. The useless ones, the sheep, whatever, the cattle, the food, and they've desperately kept us here because they need us, to create their realm, or rather our prison, that they are able to siphon off us through. They don't create it, we create it, but that's because we have the wrong information and the wrong gatekeepers and the wrong everything on planet Earth. And there are many, many planets and many, many places that such beings can go if this is the kind of reality that they want to create, one where they are subjugating others to misery and suffering so that they can consume that energy. But Earth is not that place. It's not the place for that kind of behavior. And so we're currently in a process of, transmuting all of that in different ways. And there are many different types of star seeds and beings who have incarnated on the planet at this time for this very magnificent show and a huge transformational process that we're in. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. And the teachings that I follow and that my crew adhere to. And when I say my crew, I don't mean they belong to me. I mean the crew that I'm part of. We follow very much the teachings of Yeshua Sananda, and it's also the Emerald Order and the Great White Brotherhood, Sisterhood. It's also known Ismael Perez, who is a galactic historian. I know I did post a video about follow no one, which I stand by, but he's a galactic teacher and historian, and it's well worth reading his book because it does explain what's kind of going on with this whole starseed thing and, these aliens and blah, blah, blah. And as he said in a recent presentation, everybody's asking, when are the aliens going to show up? And it's like, we're already here. We're walking among you, observing, interacting, and testing the water. And it's very interesting indeed. So yeah, and so the teachings are about love, compassion, kindness, patience, tolerance, understanding, and treating others the way that you wish to be treated, and remembering that you do not know who that person is, that stranger that you talk to, that sends you an email, that reaches out. So, we have to be kind to everyone, especially with what's about to come. All right. And it's nothing to be afraid of. It's all designed perfectly. It's an end of an old era, one that wasn't working. The patriarchal, very heavy, dense reality that we have been kind of tricked into creating over the past however long. Look, I'm not even going to say millions, or it's a couple of billion years, right? And that's just in human time. Lots of things had to play out over those couple of billions of years to work out the initial fall, which I want to talk about. It's from this book here, which I've been rereading, a series of books by this guy, Michael Recchia. I think I've mentioned him before. He's from a place called Darwin, which is not too far away. I've been going there quite a lot lately to that area. And just a brilliant set of books. It's literally, I think I said this before, it's the last series of books I'm going to read because it's everything in there, and it's all about us. It's about us opening our hearts and, stopping the judgments, and about how we need to visualize and create this world from our thoughts that we want. Okay. And when everybody talks about your thoughts create your reality and all that, well, they do. And yeah, great, we can all have our individual realities, but we're also collectively co-creating for the creator, on the behalf of the creator. So, I'm not here saying I'm God or I'm anything. I'm just me, damashimi, narakima. And I'm probably not even saying that right. And it probably is a completely different name, but that's the one I'm going with at the moment as my kind of galactic alliance, guardian alliance, great white sisterhood, order of the blue rose, violet flame, and all that. I actually think I'm a traveler, and I went, yeah, I'll join those groups, and here I am, and it's interesting, but I think I'm a traveler of love and light, and not everybody is. I kind of feel sometimes a bit awkward trying to introduce myself, or trying to explain the kind of frequency or the energy band, or, you know, where I myself come from, as though I'm putting myself on a pedestal, but I'm not. It's just a fact of where I come from and what I am, right? And anyone can be anything that they want to be. It's not like there's a limit on how many people can join the order of whatever, or, you know, there are people who just want to skateboard through the cosmos and listen to, you know, heavy metal. That's fine. There's a reality for that too. But the original intention of this planet was a playground where new souls, baby angels, baby gods, came to learn how the realm and the creation that our father, mother, source, creator developed in so much love and genius and brilliance through all the other 11 universes, if you want to, or the 11 creations, levels, if you will. But they're not levels, because everything's fractals, just constantly coming out of the center and moving back in, right? And we're just all fractals, and we're all part of everything at the same time. And it's our consciousness that decides where to focus. And obviously, we've all been hijacked and hoodwinked and trapped in creating from shit, basically. We've been given a lot of very dark energy, low frequency information, lies, tricks, using especially the English language and this fake law. You know, there's only one law. It's honor free will, and do no harm, which kind of is the same thing. But if you honor free will, you can't go wrong. And yet here we are with all the rest of it. The 10 Commandments would be guidelines for Earth Terrans who are very young souls and get a bit carried away with certain energies. It's a guideline. But yeah, obviously the whole planet now is seeing just the quagmire and how the quagmire that we're in, and you know how insane and insidious and vast and deep and crazy the whole fake phantom universe matrix has got. And it's not that the world is going crazy. It has always been this way. It's just that we're now getting to see it. So I have lists and lists and lists of things that I want to talk about and share. And, you know, I honor and respect and acknowledge myself as a teacher. That's what I'm here for. Like I've said in another video, I was a high school teacher, taught English and drama, studied English and philosophy, blah, blah, blah. And that means nothing other than that it shows where my kind of soul is at, right? So I'm here to, yeah, guide the younger souls. Obviously been here, been around a bit, and I just get it. And it's about being nice, and about being kind, and it's about being transparent, and it's about, you know thyself first. You know, that's one of the things I want to talk about in the next video, which I promise I'm going to, you know, try and get them a couple of times a week. But it is all about the know thyself. I just want to share some tricks and tips that I use, although it's been a bit off lately, to be honest. I have to say, since I did a fast, I also had a kind of a hypnotherapy session, and it didn't quite work out as was expected, because as I kind of realized or suspected myself, some of the black magic that I've been subjected to in the past in many ways, it's pretty sticky and gnarly. But I've also realized that I'm the only one that can deal with it. Okay. And it's about being very disciplined and almost ritualistic. So I want to share that journey, share the information about the things that happened in Malaysia as promised, not be too serious, not second guess myself and blah, blah, blah. I know I keep saying this, but, you know, I'm not just speaking about for myself, and I'm not comparing myself to all the truthers that are already out there and have been out there for a few years. I'm just me, and you resonate or you don't. I either irritate you, or you think, oh, wow, this sounds pretty genuine. Let me, you know, reserve a little bit of judgment and see where this goes. So yeah, here to just share how we transmute all the gnarliness about how important it is to treat others the way you want to be treated. And to do that, it's best to kind of keep your circle small, but still be very kind to the strangers who are going to be reaching out, because it's going to start getting a bit intense. And I also want to talk about, I mean, it says here, right? You were here. Sorry, you were there. It's why you're here. It's about the fall. It's about how it happened. And it's very interesting, this the Joseph Communications version of why we're in this very dense reality right now. It's very, very interesting. We got ourselves into this mess kind of by mistake. And a portion of have decided, from pride or something, or because they thought, oh, actually, we kind of like it here, even though it's a bit harsh on some people, the ones who managed to stay at the top, it's a bit cushy. So yeah, we kind of got ourselves in, we got to get ourselves out. And this series of books is also about, yeah, just the heart, going within, activating the heart, and using our creative, imaginative powers to actually bring in this new earth that everybody's waiting for. We are the ones that are going to actually bring it about. Okay, it's not, it's yeah. I think there's a few people waiting for the aliens or whatever, the Galactics and the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, and they will show up. But we have to be ready. We have to be at a level of consciousness to see them. It's not about them just materializing and we're like, oh, it's an Arcturian, it's a Pleiadian, it's an orb, it's a 12th dimensional being. You have to be in that dimension. You have to be in that space yourself to experience it. And this is another kind of trick that the dark side are playing through the truth community, especially the ones who claim they can call ships and stuff like that. Sorry. There's a little part of me that just is a little bit pissed off with these people. I forgive them. And if they want to come and repent and say, oh, we're all open arms, right? I mean, we're all going back to source, and we're very grateful for the contrast and being able to measure where we're at on our journey back. And something that I read in a line in the book the other day as I was in my little space reading, it's like meditating, reading these books. And I am going to read a couple of chapters as well that are quite powerful. But something that was said was that density, density is how God's children measure their distance from God. So the fact that we're in a very dense reality, or were in a very dense reality here on Earth, shows how far, the Earth realm had kind of fallen from source. And it got a bit of a mess. And so here we are now, activated and, dreaming the new reality into existence, even though so many people say things like, oh, well, it'll never happen. Oh, well, hell will freeze over first. And well, it probably will, but no, it won't. It's happening. It's happening. And, just gotta believe it. So yeah, I just wanted to say hi. I know it's been, I think, a month, and it was dark. I've been through some deep kind of like, self-work, self-reflection. It's been ongoing my whole life, and then it kicked up a few notches in 2020, and it just keeps coming. And so yeah, that's it from me for now. I'll be back. I'm going to talk about a bit more about Know Thyself. I want to talk about these books. I want to talk about my journey, as an ambassador, a traveler, whatever. And I also want to do some lives and hear from anyone that wants to join in. And that's it. I'm just reading notes. That's it from me. I wish you all a wonderful weekend, and I will be back soon.